Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Ciocca Kia in Ewing, New Jersey to check out the brand new, all new for 2023 Kia EV6 GT. The high horsepower, badass EV6 is here at Ciocca Kia and we're going to check it out today. I want to thank Ciocca Kia because without them, I could not have started this channel. They were the first dealer that allowed me to come in, film, and review cars. That's why the first video of every calendar year will be a Kia, and every significant milestone video will also be a Kia. And this one is going to be our 1,000 subscriber video. So let's dig in. All right, the front end of this EV6 in runway red. Kia badge in the middle, LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, LED turn signals, gloss black on the grille and down below with the reds, functional side air curtains, looking badass on this Kia EV6 GT. Wheel and tire setup on this EV6 GT. GT gets a 21-inch machined aluminum wheel, gloss black, silver accents, neon green brake calipers, 4-piston ventilated 2-piece rotors. Tire size 255 on the width, a 40 series sidewall 21s, and these are wrapped in Goodyear Eagle F1 tires, all 4 corners, all-wheel drive. Full side profile on this EV6 GT, well, it's designed just like any other EV6, except for those big 21-inch wheels and the neon green brake calipers with the bigger brakes up front, the smaller brake setup in the back. So all the changes for the GT have been done as far as mechanicals. As I mentioned, we have the bigger wheels, a 21-inch, the bigger brakes up front. They also stiffen the chassis. We have adaptive dampers all the way around, a limited slip diff. They want to make sure this car could handle all this extra horsepower, but styling wise, it looks just like any other EV6. The runway red with the neon green calipers, I'm not so sure about. I think if Kia is going to keep these GTs with these neon green brake calipers, you're going to have to be careful with your exterior color choice, or else it might look a bit odd. And I think the red, the black, and then the neon green calipers looks a little bit strange. Let me know what you think in the comments. As we move in closer, we are gloss black on the side view mirror, LED turn signals with 360-degree view cameras, color matched on the front and rear door handles, and just like any other EV6, these will fold flat when it is locked. Up top, we have the spoiler that comes off the roof. We do not have a rear wiper on the EV6, color matched up top with the shark fin antenna and the sunroof. Rear end of the EV6, again, we have that roof spoiler coming up the back, no rear wiper, LED taillights, LED brake lights, LED turn signals in the back, the runway red paint all over the place, Kia badge in the middle, EV6 on the left, GT on the right. We have some gloss black around the bottom of the bumper area, then more body color, and then the rear diffuser also in gloss black with the reverse lights down below on the rear diffuser, looking really sharp in the back of this Kia EV6. All right, we're under the hood of this EV6, and of course we don't see an engine because it's electric, but we do have the electric motors. So everybody wants to know, what's the horsepower going to be on this baby? Well, we're looking at 576 horsepower, 545 pound-feet of torque. The same battery pack as the regular EV6, a 77.4 kilowatt hour, 697 volt lithium polymer battery, dual motor, one up front, one out back. MPGEs are going to suffer because of the additional horsepower. You're looking at 85 in the city, 74 on the highway, 79 MPGEs combined. Total range when fully charged suffers. 206 miles total And of course, that all depends on the weather and where you live in the country and on what you're going to get on a full charge. But the estimate, only 206 miles compared to the standard EV6, which you're going to get anywhere between 250 and 310, depending on whether you go dual motor or single motor. So this does suffer in the total range. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. We also have a little storage area under the hood. By lifting this up, you can store your cables in here. That's about it. The charge port door right in the back of this EV6, as you can see. We do have capability for your level 2 charger, and on the bottom here, your DC fast charger right down here. So charging times on the level 2 charger at home, you're looking at between 8 and 9 hours for a full charge. DC fast charging, this is where the EV6 sets itself apart. 10% to 80% in 18 minutes with the 800 volt charging architecture. That is fantastic. This also has the V2L capability you see in the regular EV6. So you take that external attachment that is in the trunk and you stick it into this charge port area, and then when you flip open the back of the attachment, it will have a plug-in so you can power external items like a cooker if you're out camping, or air compressor or something like that, or another car or your house using the car. So there is the V2L capability in the GT as well. And then we just push it to close it up. Before we get to the interior of this EV6, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this runway red EV6 GT cost? Well, MSRP, the way this one is optioned, $63,790. So let's check out the interior. Starting with the footbox, a nice large dead pedal. We have aluminum finish on the brake and accelerator. Would like to see that carried over to the dead pedal. The all-season floor mats are in the car right now, but the carpeted ones are in the trunk. We have a nice illuminated Kia badge to welcome you to the car. I thought maybe it would look better if it said like EV6 GT on it rather than Kia. Let me know what you think in the comments. Seats, we have some serious sport bucket seats, manual adjustment only for both the driver and front passenger. Looks like Kia is trying to save some weight, so there is no electric seats in the EV6 GT. And then we have the vegan interior with this, again, neon green piping and stitching. And then we have an Alcantara suede material on the insert with more of this green that goes all the way down. So it looks nice. And of course they bring in the caliper color into the interior up on the headrest, all one piece, nice GT right here on the brushed aluminum on the seat, which looks great. So the interior really looks beautiful. Door panel action, soft touch up top. We have some gloss black plastic around the brushed aluminum door handle, more gloss black plastic on the switch gear, and then we have again that Alcantara suede type material on the insert, and the armrest is semi-soft. This does have the upgraded Meridian sound system, and you got your ambient lighting in here as well. On the dash, we have again this recycled materials, all used on the interior of the EV6. This has a very, very nice pattern to it, kind of breaks things up. Got a stripe here that goes up, and then you have the GT badge over on the right. Again, we have this nice blue ambient lighting that carries across the whole dash into the heat and air vent, which I think is nice. So really a nice consistency of design here on the inside of this EV6 GT. Infotainment system, we have the 12.3 inch Kia infotainment system, touchscreen, nice and responsive, dual panel action, as you can see, gives you a lot of other different information that you may want. We're going to leave this on how much range we have left. You can go into the settings by coming down here to your dual use panel and going over here to setup. You hit setup, it brings you up to this screen where you can go into your vehicle setup and you can adjust drive modes, your head-up display. You can go into active sound design. and in advanced settings, and you can set what kind of sound you want to have the car make while you're driving down the road. I chose to go with Cyber on this drive, and you can select what kind of change you want as far as, you know, small, moderate, or large. Basically means how loud do you want it in the car. You can go to your driver's assistance settings, set them up. This has the full suite of driver assistance as well. You can then come over to your EV, and then you can get your current charging and whatnot. As far as that goes, you're locking out your connector, so it just doesn't open to whoever wants to open it, which is nice. So there's a lot of action going on here. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, I believe that's still wired in here. User profiles, Wi-Fi hotspot, all that jazz. You can go to your navigation, put in your guidance and whatnot. So there is a lot of action going on inside this EV6. Here is the way you can adjust your Meridian sound system as well. So a lot of cool things inside of here that you can look at. All right, as we mentioned, under vehicle settings, we do have the ambient lighting action. I wanted to show you this because you see the blue ambient lighting, but if you go into ambient light, you can select different moods. Your blue flight, peaceful forest, dreamy purple, violet cloud, orange delight, golden insight, refreshing sea, or you can hit custom color, and then you can set your custom color using this wheel. So all sorts of action going on the ambient lighting as well on this center infotainment system. We'll go back to map. Now we put this into reverse, and now we have our backup camera nice and clear with trajectory, the 360 view on the right, nice and clear with trajectory. Different settings here to look at different cameras, or you can do the spinnerooski of your EV6, which is kind of cool, or go back to your regular map. Pretty neat stuff, but nicely done here on this infotainment system. I just wish that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto were wireless. Coming down, four-way hazard lights, more heat and air vents with that ambient lighting. Your dual use panel, when it's on this triangle up top, you're going to get your controls for your infotainment system. You want to change your climate controls, you push the fan button, and now the same panel controls your fan speed and your dual climate. So save space doing it that way. So I like the way they have that done. Coming down below that, as you can see, we have a USB-A, a USB-C, and then down further we have another USB-C and a 12 volt, and this is a pass-through, so you can put stuff down below your center console and armrest as well. On top of that, you have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger, and a heated steering wheel. No ventilated seats in the EV6 GT. Here is your on-off button for the car. Here is the dial to go through this one-speed transmission. We have 2 cup holders, your Kia key fob, detonator style key fob, lock, unlock, press and hold to pop the trunk, panic button, remote start, and then these 2 buttons are to move the car in and out of a tight parking spot while you're outside the car. So in case somebody parks really close to you and you can't open the door to get in, you just start the car up remotely, press and hold this button, and after a few seconds the car will move out of the spot for you. So that's a nice feature. Nice weight on the key fob. Here's our parking camera, auto brake hold, parking sensors off, wireless charging pad, and then we have our center armrest in that vegan material. Open it up and reach inside here. We have a nice area for storage. I had to put the wheel locks in here to get them out of the way, but it's a nice area for storage, felt lined as well. Kia steering wheel, nice vegan leather wrap steering wheel with the lime green or neon green stitching. Kia badge in the middle, gloss black on the switchgear, On the left side, we have our adaptive cruise control and safety suite controls. On the right side, telephone and voice commands. We do have paddles, and then that doesn't go through the transmission. That sets the level of regen braking that you want to have on. So if you want to one pedal drive the car, which means as soon as you step off the gas, the car stops on its own, then you set it for max regen. If you want to drive it like a regular car, you set the level of regen braking down to 1 or 0, and then you can drive it like a regular car. You put your foot on the gas pedal, or now I guess you would say power pedal, for the car to get going, and then when you want to stop, you push on the brake. That's the way I tend to drive EVs, because I like to kind of drive it as a normal car, but that is what those paddles are for. On the stalks, we have our headlight controls and front windshield wiper controls. Down on the side, we have our brighten and dim the dash. To open our charge port door, pop the trunk, parking brake, traction control off. This is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And now as we come to our 12.3-inch instrument cluster, it looks really, really good. Drive mode action. Well, you have your drive modes on the wheel. If I forgot to show you, drive mode button here on the bottom left. The GT drive mode button here on the bottom right in the neon green. So as we look at this, if we want to go to regular drive modes, we can go to our Sport, Eco, or Normal. But if we want more action, we push that neon green GT badge on GT button on the right side of the steering wheel. And now we go to GT mode, where we just kick serious ass. And then you can configure your individual drive mode as well. And you can configure this for a drift mode if you would like to drift this EV6. So they got it all going for you. And of course, we're going to leave this in GT mode for the drive today. You can also go through other information in the center screen that you may want, such as your tire pressures. There's your lane keep assist, your trip odometer, average miles per gallon, those kinds of things are in here. So it is a really easy to use. And what I meant by the regen braking, here is the level of the regen braking right here, level 3. So if I go down, if I go press the left paddle, it'll take me up to regen 4, which is the most. If I go to the right paddle, I can ratchet that down to 1 or 0, and now I can drive it like a regular car since it's 0. So that's kind of how that works, but a nice easy screen to use. Really like it. Overhead console in the EV6, LED interior lighting. If you want the lights to come on when you open and close the door, this button here on the right has to have the orange light on. And now when you open the door, the lighting comes on. When you close the door, the lighting will dim out fairly quickly. Here's our controls for our sunscreen, for our sunroof. As we one click and the shade goes back, and then the roof opens up. Now we're going to stop that pretty quick because it is kind of raining and wet out. And you hit that once, and then that shade comes back closed again. Very nicely done, very easy to use. Sun visor with vanity. Is it a slider? Yes, it does, to block out the side sun. Nicely done. Standard rear view mirror though. We don't have the digital rear view mirror in the EV6 GT. I think that would have been nice. Let me know what you think. Driver's door panel, no memory seats in EV6 GT because we have manual sport buckets in here, kind of like racing seats, but they are quite comfortable. But we have power fold side view mirrors with this button right on top. So you hit that button and boom, in goes the mirrors. Hit it again, boom, out they go. When you lock the car, they also fold in. And then as you can see, that gloss black, but the actual switchers are flat black on the door. Back seat action in the EV6 GT. The seat is set for my driving position. In we go. Watch your head. Low bridge getting in. Now we're in. Plenty of room for my knee space at 5'11". Plenty of headroom. Plenty of shoulder width room. Nice one-piece back. We do not have any seat pockets behind either of the front seats though. In the back, we have 2 USB-Cs, and we have our heat and air vents in the B-pillar. on either side of the vehicle, which is a nice touch. In the back, nice consistency of design with the door panel. As it's a little bit darker back here, you can see that ambient lighting on, which is really, really nice. But if you take a look at that front door panel, looking good. You take a look at the rear door panel, same action, looking good. The Meridian speakers in the back as well. And then we have the same nice seats, right? We have the vegan leather with the neon green stitching, with the Alcantara suede material on the insert, with the stitching as well. Looking good. Headrests, nice and soft. We open up the center armrest, nice and soft. 2 cup holders. Bingo, they got you covered in the back of this EV6 GT. So when you go balls to the wall, your passengers might need a barf bag. Hard to say, but you know what? If they need one, there's nowhere to put one back here. Maybe they should have thought of that. All right, back here for the trunk action in the EV6 GT. Pop it from the key fob, pop it from the dash, or you can come back here and right down underneath here, you push that and up it goes. Nice electric assist on the way up, nice electric assist on the way down with LED lighting, very, very nice. This right here, which I have to take out, is your security shade, which I haven't put in the car yet. So that's good. And now in the back, we have the front license plate bracket. I wouldn't put it on. And now inside here, so here's your V2L adapter that you take out of here and you plug in to the charge port, boom, and then you can plug in external things to power up. So that's how that looks. Put this back in here. And then all weather floor mat underneath here. We have our carpeted EV6 floor mats as well. And then we have another carpeted mat. And then underneath here, we got more storage. Unfortunately, fix a flat, so no spare. So that's how it looks there, but nice amount of room in the back overall for your stuff in the EV6 with the lighting. And if you want to put those rear seats down, you just pull on these babies right here. And down they fall, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. We got a 12 volt in the back in case you need some power and more LED lighting on each side. So they got you covered here in the back of this EV6 GT. Looking good. It is wet and rainy out here. I don't know if you can see any of this on the window sticker, but this is the window sticker for the EV6 GT, as well as the supplemental from the dealer after adding the all-weather floor mats for a total MSRP of $64,203. Manufacturer's equipment, $63,790. But there you have it. Now, let's get the cameras loaded up and let's take this baby out for a drive. All right, we are driving this 2023 EV6 GT. I've come up north of the dealership here a ways to get away from some rush hour traffic. So we're going to head up, see what this thing will do. Now, we're kind of limited what we can do because it's been raining today, it's been cold, and we got summer tires on the car and greasy roads. And I don't want to crash it. But before we get into that performance angle, the EV6, these seats really hug you in all the right places. I really like them, and they're pretty darn comfortable for these sport racing bucket seats. I really think they feel nice. Now, visibility, great out the front window, side glass, back glass, no problem with that. Still wish they had a digital rear view mirror rather than the standard one in this car. Safety suite, everything is in play, right? Blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, highway, pre-collision braking, all that stuff is in here. No worries, no problems. I am surprised about how noisy the cabin seems to be. I can really get the wind noise. I can get the a lot of outside noises like other cars driving by me and stuff. I thought it'd be a little bit quieter. It is a bit noisier than I expected. Not really noisy, but noisier than I expected. If you hear any rattles in here while we're driving, that's that dealer plate that I had to stuff up there in the front of the windshield. So that kind of rattles. So if you hear anything, That's what it is. It's not a rattle from the car. But we're going to get up here. We're in GT mode. We're going to test that out. Then we're going to take it out of GT mode, test out the sport mode, see if I can feel any difference. But we're going to come into some turns, see how it does. We're losing a little bit of light, so hopefully this is coming out okay. Now we got the limited slip diff out back, dual motors, adaptive dampers, tightened up chassis. They really did a lot of mechanical work on this to handle this extra horsepower. And I'm barely touching the accelerator, and this thing is moving out. So I can't imagine what it's going to feel like when we pin this, but we will do that here in a little bit. But it really feels pretty darn good as far as that stuff goes. The acceleration is going to be out of control. Nobody's behind me, so we're going to do an emergency brake test right here from 46, 47, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Stopped on a dime and gave you a change. Wheel stayed straight, no problems, no locking up the brakes. And now off we go. What you're hearing there is the brake. Excuse me. What you're hearing back there is that box with the security shade rattling around. I don't know if you can see from this view, but we do have the blind spot cameras coming on when you make a turn, so you can see your blind spot on the dashboard here, so you can see your blind spot, so you know when nobody's there, so you can turn. I always love that feature on the Kia. But really nice response. Steering wheel feels good. Good feedback coming from the wheel as well. We're on a straightaway now and nobody's behind me, so we're going to slow down and we're going to let this thing rip. Are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1, go! Whoa, a little slippage of the wheels, but we got the power to the ground now. Woo! Whoa! That is some serious action. Now, in some of the reviews, they said the EV6 has struggled to get the power down when you pin it from a dead stop. I did spin the wheels a little bit, but the road is wet, so I don't know if I can hold that against the car or not. But man, oh man, oh man, does that bring the horsepower like a big dog in this EV6. So I really can feel that this car is going to be a weekend toy. We have 206 miles of range. If you don't drive a lot, don't go too far to work and back, then maybe you can live with it on a daily basis. I would feel a little bit of range anxiety. That's just me with this range. And I have a feeling people are going to buy this. People with some dough at almost 64 grand. People with some dough are going to buy this to just go out and hoon around on the weekend. That's what I really think. Nobody's behind us, so we're going to let these cars in front of us get a head start. Sit here for a second. All right, let's rock. Now, if I don't pin the accelerator, I don't get any slippage at all, and it still moves like crazy. Down the hill, over the bridge. Got a biker up here I got to watch out for. Cyclist, I should say. Let me get around this guy. There we go. And we're around the curve. Now I got this guy. I'm trying to find a way to show you what this car will do and avoid all traffic is not easy. Turning radius is a bit wide. Just so you know, it is a bit wide. There we go. Down the road we go. Looking good. Coming up to this turn. Nice. Coming up to this other turn back to the left. Nice. Holds it perfectly. No problem. Down the hill. over the bridge. And back up the other side. Again, can't get too crazy on the turns with these greasy roads and summer tires and 37-degree temperatures. That's a recipe for disaster. So be careful if you get one of these things. They have summer tires, and they're not going to work well up in the northern states in the winter. No doubt about that. So you probably need to get winter tires for this if you're going to have one up in an area where it gets real cold. But really nice handling. They really did a nice job with their chassis tuning, the adaptive dampers, the bigger brakes, which you're going to need. Limited slip diff out the back end. Really makes the car perform so much better than a regular EV6. Even this blows the GT line out of the water. I just think it's kudos to them. That's fantastic action. Look at this bullshit right here. Whoa! Oh, if I had 63,000, I might be tempted, but I'd have a little range anxiety, I think, at 206. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about what Kia has done with the EV6 GT? I think it's a lot of fun, but if this is going to be a toy for the one percenters, or can it be a daily driver for someone who's going to drive this all the time and then take it out and have fun on the weekends? So why don't you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Is this a range anxiety car since they didn't put bigger batteries in to get the extra power? They just took the range away to get the extra power? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think overall of the car. Let me know what you think of the color combo with this neon green trim action. If every one of these is going to get neon green trim action, then I would probably be going white on the outside or blue and do like a yacht blue or gray. I think the red in this neon green looks a little strange, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I'm unfortunately got to head back to the dealer before it gets too dark and wrap this one up. I do want to thank everybody at Ciocca Kia, especially Frankie and CJ, for allowing the channel access to this 2023 Kia EV6 GT 576 horsepower badass EV for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And this is my 1,000 subscriber video. Thank you for everybody who is subscribed. We're a little bit late. I'm actually up almost around 1,200 now. So thanks to everyone for subscribing, watching, and supporting the channel. I'm working real hard to get other brands to broaden the channel. We've been able to bring in a couple of new ones, which you'll see in upcoming videos. But thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be able to do this without all of you. And I'm going to see you guys on a rebound. Take care, everyone. One quick extra on the 1,000 subscriber video from Shabby's Rides. I have flicked this into sport, and the car kind of relaxed itself a little bit. So sport is edgier than normal, but the GT mode is the mode you want to be in when you want to kick ass and take names out on the road. The sport mode, you still get that kick, you still get the power, but the suspension tuning is much tighter in the GT mode rather than the sport mode. I did want to report that to you. So take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.